Hello, welcome to another Practice Profit Report. Today, we're going to talk about probably my favorite word, other than profit, prosperity, positivity, possibilities. We're going to talk about people, okay? And actually, I want to just piggyback off of this little series that we've been discussing. You know, last week we spoke so strongly about relationships and about referability. I gave you, really you probably thought you were going to like a marriage counseling session or something. But hopefully, you let that sink in and realize that it applies to all people. Well, guess what? Today, even better, because today our relationship approach to people is actually going to be talking about leadership. It's going to be talking about alignment. It's going to be talking about selling. And, I've always said that for me, the most significant way to succeed or to destroy, to fail inside of a relationship, it really boils down to one thing and one thing only, and that's alignment of expectations. If you exceed somebody's expectations or you fall short of somebody's expectations, it's almost as if, it becomes the inevitability, all right? Either we're going to talk ourselves into it or we're going to talk ourselves out of it, and it's all going to come back down to, okay, were we eye to eye? This is how, the 5 languages of love. It's all about expectations, really, okay? You think about how we say, opposites attract, but yet, not really. Like opposites of what? Like, sure, in the Korean language, in my Taekwondo days, called and chi, but we know it as yin and yang, night and day, okay, light and dark, all these things. So that's harmony. That's actually called harmony. That's not called opposite. So you have to understand, it's all expectation driven. So today, we're going to talk about expectations, but more importantly, I want to hone it in on 3 aspects. Number 1 is the setting of expectations. Now, to set expectations, you first have to know what yours are. This goes all the way to defining success, okay, to understanding your health vision for patients. It goes to your own income number. And my magic number that we talk about, the number that makes your life work, okay, which again, it's all expectations. If you know your life is happy, you're in harmony and equilibrium at X dollars, then you're not thinking like, oh gosh, I could be doing more, I should be working, I should be at the office, or you're not at the office thinking, gosh, I should be at home, what am I doing? Quality of time, I'm missing out. Like, again, you're always somewhere you shouldn't be. It all comes back down to emotional expectations of what you consider success. So first, you have to set proper expectations. The next one is then controlling those. And I'm going to tell you, actually, probably when you're watching this, okay, I am deep into our spring wealth group experiences. And I can give the punchline because I never like to do that before it's happening. But I can tell you now, because we're in the midst of it, it's all about learning that the greenest grass is your own grass, and that's a beautiful life. And so controlling expectations in part is about avoiding distractions. It's the right kind of tunnel vision. You need to have expansive vision until you don't. Okay, and when you're dialed in on what you're doing. So controlling expectations, okay, is the one that piggybacks off of setting. Now, if you don't set proper ones, controlling them is only going to lead to failure and destruction, right? Okay, but if you set great ones, controlling is actually the discipline to stay the course and to succeed. And then finally, enhancing. And enhancing is, for me, that's where I play. Enhancing your expectations of what's possible, of what you're capable of the time leverage of money. Expectations, I enhance to where your life isn't dependent on insurance or production. Also, we are all in the expectation enhancement of what patients will settle for and what they'll invest in. You see that? I want you to play a game with yourself of thinking, what will somebody settle for, but what will they invest in? But in every aspect of life, I can apply that same concept. It's just like, more time doesn't mean better time. Okay? More patience doesn't mean better patience, doesn't mean bigger numbers. So it's always this back and forth. So I can't emphasize enough. Expectations are everything from setting a standard of excellence to controlling, okay, the human instinct to always think that something's better, more is better, or the woe is me, sometimes even that. So controlling in alignment with. This is the one I would say in alignment with. But once we have that, expanding on what's possible, expanding on our vision of what we can achieve, the impact we can make. Okay, so I want to talk about 4 ways to get this done. Specifically, I'm going to talk about your influence and impact over people, leveraging expectations, but I really want this all to be self-reflective. So number 1 is you got to reframe. To reframe, we have to have empathy. We have to know where somebody's at. So we always say, meet them where they're at, but don't leave them there. Take them where they can go. I could have dug it out. I didn't. One of my favorite leadership quotes is all about how leaders help people get further than they ever thought they possibly could. How do you do that? Well, you can't just go all the way there. You got to first empathize. You got to be here, this. And that's what reframing is. Understanding where we are and then reframing. Okay, reframing what somebody would think about. So, the obvious one in dentistry, and I'm going to be doing a whole big and amazing giant training all about on the greatest saboteur inside of the culture of your practice, in your words, in your money, in your treatment plans and everything. It's a little thing known as insurance, perhaps, you would say. Is it the Achilles heel, whatever it is? So here's what I want to say. People think that if they need dentistry, it's a bad thing. Like, I am bad. I am deficient. Something about me has failed. Well, that's a negative connotation. So therefore, if there's a price to my visit, okay, I'm being presented something, it feels bad because it's like, I got a D and I wanted to get an A. Okay, an A is a healthy mouth and a D is I need stuff. So we have to reframe and say, hey, you've already won because you're here. Now you have to understand investing in yourself and achieving health. That's the game we're here to play. And this is a good thing. If we find opportunity to make an impact on you versus we find problems in your mouth to do procedures on. You see that? Okay, so reframing is vital. Next is the paradigm shift. For me, the paradigm shift in dentistry is I have gone away from the idea that if you work more, you make more. If you see more, you make more. It's all these things, diminishing return. So it's all about leverage. That's why I call it the lifestyle practice. Okay, is really understanding your sweet spot and then maximizing that. So my paradigm shift is, hey, it's not quantity. It's not volume. It's not even production, right? In fact, it's quality, value, prosperity, profitability, possibilities, all these things. Now, so with patients or with your team, same deal. Paradigm shift. It's not about how much you get done. It's about did you accomplish the right goals, right? Patience. You want to do as little dentistry as possible? Great. We got to do some dentistry right now. Okay? Investing in your mouth, and the bigger the investment, the greater the quality of life enhancement. It's a paradigm shift again. Next, we go past, present, future. The way to influence anybody is to say, hey, you got to know where they were, you got to know where they are, but then you got to future cast. You got to throw that vision out there. We've been talking about that all year. Okay, recasting the vision. And this is why we say our pathway to health is state of health today, future cast, okay, vision long-term. Long-term plan for your overall health. Boom, pathway to get there. It's not about the steps of the path. It's not about the procedures of the path. It's not about the visits, right? It's ultimately the destination. It's the arrival at state of ideal, optimal health, of all these things. So really, if you skip parts of this, it's going to be half-baked. It's going to be inefficient in the patient's mind. There's going to be something that doesn't click. It's not in sync. You got to make sure that when you deal with expectations, that you have to be able to move people through the whole continuum. Okay, setting, where were we? Controlling, where are we? Enhancing, future. Got it? Okay, finally. Okay, right now, as I'm about to head into our Dental Success events, because my wealth groups are recorded a little bit early, I try to make it as real time as possible. So I'm getting ready to run through both our wealth group, Treatment Coordinator Mastermind. It's the only mastermind on the entire planet of this great Earth or all other planets in the universe, okay, where we are taking the patient concierge, health advocates, dental sales professionals, okay, and we have a mastermind just for them. Okay, this is not just hyped up seminar on a stage. It's literally people helping people. It's roundtables. My top 100 private doctor retreats we do every September for our wealth group family, all in, and our new doctors coming into the dental success world. Okay, exactly like we do these roundtables you do with them. At the same time, in parallel, for all other team members, anybody who wants to be there, we do our advanced training, our psychology training, all about how patients accept, how they say yes, how we can get them to invest and go all in on their health. So the two themes of that entire experience and how you lead people, including yourself, is to really understand that you have to have big enough reasons why. And you can't expect, it's our magic word this week, you can't expect actions without reasons why. You can't expect forward progress without a benefit. You know, the old saying in self-help and personal development for hundreds of years has been everybody's favorite radio station. You've heard this before. Maybe radio is an outdated term. I don't know. But it's What's in it for me? Okay, WIIFM, right? So you have to understand that if you don't give reasons why, people's heads will usually think about reasons why not. So if you don't want somebody to default to why not, you got to give people reasons why so. And so building your bank of reasons why in every aspect of your life. By the way, this is including your family, your significant other, your spouse, whatever you're trying to do. Give people reasons why. First of all, it's respectful. Second of all, you want people to be on board. You want people to be along with you in this journey. And then you got to say because I love you, because your health matters, because this is going to help you prevent future problems from happening, because it's going to give us more quality time together, because our health matters, because I'm capable, I'm worth it, because I want more life out of dentistry than in dentistry. Therefore, we have to make these decisions. If you can unpack those two things with everything you do, you're going to blow expectations out of the water, and you're going to be playing what I call above the base. So I just want to finish with our expectations here, and you can see how all these work together. Expectations. Pick any person, pick any concept, pick any result, and rub it up against this page right here. All relationships, you most of all, you, okay, team and patience. And then see how you're doing with this, okay? And then I just want to go back to, how to really embody this. You want to turn it into moldable clay in your hands. Think about the mind of a child, right? And understand that in the mind of a child, all things are possible. Like the older they get, the more fear there is because they become worldly, right? So if you go back, though, to the creative mind of a child, they do not know, like, practicality and realism. Like, it's all possible. Like, imagination is where they live. So you have to think of the mind of a child. The other thing about that is you want to inspire and motivate. You don't want to reprimand, and hold back. You want to inspire and motivate. That's what we're here to do. Inspiring, we're empowering, we're believing in. That's the kind of loving, positive energy and encouragement. And then lastly, remember that you are a guide, right? You're helping move people along. And if you think about this guided journey, you're taking somebody on. It's their journey, but you're the guide along with them. Now, the 4 agreements, everyone is also a part of your journey. Now, that's a different conversation. I'm asking you to layer those things. But if you think about how would I apply the expectations of the mind of a child, I'm not going to make assumptions, right, based on things that I think they should already know. Instead, I'm going to paint a big, broad, a wide open, amazing future of the possibilities. And then I'm going to use all these things, okay? Now, because we have people who come with baggage, right, including you, here with me. You come with baggage, past failures, past letdowns, past criticisms, past things that other people have gone through. That's why the reframe matters, the setting, okay? Or I could say resetting, if you already have some, reframe. Okay, the paradigm shift of opening somebody up to flip it to the future, going through the continuing reasons why, because. That's what expectations are all about. That's how everyone wins in relationships. That's how leaders lead and take people further than they ever thought themselves would be possible. And more than anything else, this is how you find peace and happiness in your own life. And, fun, fulfillment, financial freedom. That's what we're after. All these things. Hey, thanks for being here. Okay? I hope every week I help you reframe, paradigm shift, past, present, future to where you're headed, give you reasons why, and most of all, because you're worth it and you got one life. Let's go all in every time. And these practice prop reports are all about setting expectations so that you don't settle expect. Instead, okay, and then, controlling, blocking out so that you can stay right here in and enhancing. Everything you do, okay? Live life with the excitement, the anticipation, the dreams, the inspiration, the imagination, okay, the mind of a child. Go get them.